Welcome to Comfort Habit number 2. This is my first video, well, since coming inside. And I will make another video after this, but then that'll be it. I just want y'all to know two important things. One, I suck at technology. Okay? I totally, without question, if there's an unquantifiable level of sucking at technology, I have surpassed it. Without question. I have surpassed it. I did a night show tonight with nunchucks and chain and bound fighting. Now I did this because I promised a night shoot. So and I like shooting at night. I just don't like the bugs. But as martial artists, you have to be careful what you shoot. You have to be careful what you say. And you have to make sure that you put positive stuff out there that people don't get hurt. Which I hope that's what I did. Now, the second thing, I want to do more, but shooting at night has a risk, and there's rain. I was also live on Instagram. I don't think it went all the way through. But I was live on Facebook. So there's that. Me and technology are not friends. Now, as a martial artist, I don't want to put anything negative out. No. I don't want to put people in the hospital for trying the shit that I do. No. I try to make sure that I tell you what you can use in the movie versus what you can use in the streets versus what you can use in the dojo. The reason why that is, I have a very personal reason. Okay? So when I was 5 years old, I learned the hard way that black superheroes couldn't fly. Now when you're 5 years old, you don't know much about life. You're reading comic books, you're doing crazy shit because you've seen it on TV. This is exactly what I say when you can use it and when you can't. Alright? I don't know if you can see it. Somewhere in here is a permanent scar from me trying to be the greatest American hero. Shout out to William Katz. So, before I knew I was mixed, I just thought I was black. And blessed with curly hair. So, when I tried to fly, I flew. And I didn't do it the way he did it. I landed the way he did it, though. So I got one part of the greatest American hero down to a science. So, I remember watching the night before I got messed up. It was my first day of school. So, yeah, that didn't work out very well. So, I watched the greatest American hero. It came on, I think, before Chips. I won't swear to it, but it was either before Chips or after Chips. But I watched it. And his hair was curly. And I told you guys this story before, so let me speed this up. The bottom line is, I decided to jump off my mom's car, which is exactly why I flew. So I flew 5 feet up and 5 feet out, and I had a 5-foot crash onto a Heineken bottle. Maybe that's why I like Heineken. But anyway, I don't like it anymore. But back in the late 80s, early 90s, when I shouldn't have been drinking because I wasn't 21, I had a few Heinekens, and I liked Heineken. Now, it doesn't have the same umph. Sorry, Heineken, I'm not putting you guys down. I'm just telling you that I'm not drinking Heineken. I'm more of a Corona man. Anyway, that being said, I smashed my head on the bottle, and I went in the house. and I had been cussing since I could talk. So when I went in the house, I said, "Hey, Ma, what's this red shit?" I knew my colors. I was going to school. Not that day, but I was supposed to be going to school. So I took my hand to my forehead. I didn't take the glass out because the glass was still deeply embedded into my fucking like skull or whatever. And I said, "Hey, Ma." I had never been hurt before, like bleeding. So I go, "Hey, Ma, what's this red shit right here that keeps coming out of my fucking head?" And my mom scooped me up and threw me in the Maverick. And off to the university hospital we went. I'm sure they were flipping out when this white looking woman brings in this black child with a chunk of glass on his head and bleeding. So they put me to sleep and pulled the glass out their head. But the secret was they didn't really put me to sleep. I could feel them digging the glass out, shard by shard. And it wasn't like a big shard. It was like itty bitty shards that was deep in there. So they had to get that out. I got 3 stitches. And then there I learned black superheroes can't fly. So when I make these videos and I tell you what you can and can't do and why it will work more in movies than it would in real life, because that shit's fact. You know, there's a reason why it's called a movie. Anything that doesn't look cool winds up on the editing room floor. Now, so when you're making these videos, you have to be careful because you don't know who's watching. And I'm not like saying that so that people can condemn me or my martial arts. I'm saying it because kids watch Power Rangers and stuff like that. They happen to stumble across one of my videos that can be seen by children. You know, I don't want them to like emulate it and get hurt because you never know what wise ass might come up and say, "Well, I seen it on YouTube, so we're gonna go after that guy." Like, well, technically, by all legal rights, you can't really go after me because I'm not really responsible for what your child tries to do. But at the same time, there's always going to be a wise ass that's going to try. You know, I learned that from watching Al Bundy when he sued a guy for breaking his hand when he punched the guy in the face because he was already losing the court case. And Al Bundy said, "Okay, so that's how that works." So Al Bundy sued the guy for breaking his hand on the guy's face. So, you know, the world is a strange place and things work differently on different concepts. And I don't want to put somebody's kid in danger. So, you know, you don't see me lighting fireworks or shooting guns and shit like that. I don't like guns. There's a reason for that. I had an uncle who slept with a gun. He did not commit suicide, but the gun went off because he slept with the damn thing. It didn't hit him in the head, so it wasn't suicide. Just in case you guys want to know, it was like in the abdomen area. He didn't die from the gunshot wound. Initially, he died from infection. But as a child, I remember this shit because my grandfather died when I was 6, and that specific uncle died when I was between 8 or 9. And so after that, you know, it was all bets were off for guns for me. I couldn't really stand guns. I mean, toy guns, okay, I know it's a toy. I watched a lot of action movies growing up. Die Hard will always be one of my favorites. But, you know, I know the difference between what a real gun can do and what movie guns can do. And then the same thing when Brandon Lee died, I really started self-evaluating guns. You know, so when you see The Path of Ascension on Kung Fu Havoc #1, or when you see that busted up version of the webisodes that I did for Guardians of the Earth, you will see that we use plastic swords and stuff because they were much more easier, and it's a fantasy, so you can't really go wrong making a fantasy with plastic weapons. And it was basically made for kids with strong language, sadly. But you know, also when you can't get everybody you need to be in the film, or certain actors won't show up, you have to go with what you got. It's kind of like what they said in Mass Effect. You go to war with the army you have, where you make a movie with the actors you have. You know, and all my actors did a great job. It's just that my special effects guy got mugged and my shit got stolen. So I could have been famous by now. Believe me, if this would have worked out, y'all all would know who I am, and that 96 followers that I have would be 996. But anyway, I haven't given up. I'm still fighting the good fight, trying to get known. Um, I have to tell you guys, honestly, if you got something to ask me, just leave it in the damn thing. I do check the videos that are things. I have a couple of guys who sent me some friendship requests, and I sure would love to do that. I just don't know how to do that. As I say on this thing many a times, look, I suck with tech. Like, straight up and down, I am horrible with tech. I don't know how that shit works. I can't go live on TikTok. I love to learn how to do that, but there's no live app on my phone. I'm still learning Instagram. I don't know if you can go live on Twitter. Is that a thing? I'm still learning Facebook and going live. I have a Snapchat and don't know what the fuck the password is. I'm still trying to figure that shit out. I may have to make a new Snapchat. I don't even really know what the fuck Snapchat is. You know, and if it wasn't for the crush that I have, I probably wouldn't have Instagram, and I probably wouldn't have Twitter because I follow her a lot because I really love ZZ. But also, I don't know what the hell fans only is. There's a lot of shit with tech that I have no fucking idea what that shit is. That's why when I talked to my teacher today, I don't ever want to do another online class because the class that I got a W in, apparently I had got sent a message and I never got it because the teacher whose class I passed, I couldn't send her any of my work other than by her email. And I was panicking. Oh, believe me, I was in panic mode for that second half of the semester just because I could not submit my work to her. The class that I could submit my work to, I have a W, which means I was withdrawn, which means I have to take the class again. And I'm gonna have to explain that, I was so worried about the other class that I didn't know about this thing. He explained it to me, and the other guy explained it to me yesterday. Man, I wasn't worried about the grading system. I was worried about just getting the work in, and that's why that happened. But I don't really function well with tech, and I don't want to put somebody's kid in danger because they see me do something that I can do because I've been doing it since I was a kid, and I don't want to put somebody's kid up in there. When Beavis and Butthead came out, a lot of kids were doing some really stupid shit, cutting off their hands, burning down sheds and shit, trying to do the shit that they do. So I don't want to do that, Which is why another reason why I tell people, look, the videos I made tonight, I specifically tell you that there is no point in your life that you will ever have to fight with your hands bound behind you or in front of you. But it can be done. It just will be worked a lot better if you do it in the movies, where no one's going to get hurt because you're doing it with professional stuntmen. Versus if you do this shit in real life, you're probably going to get shot. Now, let's just keep that shit real. If someone's handcuffed and they're fighting, it's more than likely you're probably going to get shot. And as I showed you, I've had an incident or two where I've been handcuffed. I didn't have to fight because I think before I do dumb shit, where most people, they don't. And in the two handcuff stories, again, I was in the right place at the wrong time. And that's pretty much how the shit happened. When my cousin stole the car, who happened to be the son of the father who died by the gunshot to the gut in the infection, when he stole the car, technically he didn't really steal it. He got kicked out of the club and his friends told him to go wait in the car. Well, obviously they weren't going to leave him in there long, and he guessed he didn't realize that, and he drove all the way across town, and I was outside puking up watching SmackDown, and then I went and got the SmackDown because I drove the truck back, and the guy who hit me was just skipping along. I never seen a grown black man skip to a fight before, or at least not that kind of skipping. He skipped like a little girl versus the side skip that most black cats do. And he skipped right up to that window, and I turned to my cousin and I said, "Yo, who's this?" Bam! He stole me in the face. Then I reacted for a split second. I said, "I know this motherfucker didn't." But by the time the words "this guy" was scrambling in my head, I got hit again. And I looked back at my cousin, and I was like, I'm pointing at the window at this guy. I said, "You're fucking dead, buddy." So I couldn't get out the seatbelt, and I'm struggling to get out the seatbelt. We were in a Ford Astro, I think. It was a freaking funky color van. Anyway, I'm struggling. I got two buttons, and I'm pushing them both at the same time, and I cannot get out this seatbelt. I was going to kill this guy. I didn't give a fuck what was going to happen to me afterwards, but this dude had to die. I've been fighting since I was 7 years old. You're not just going to punch me in the face and walk away. Sorry, there's a bug on my screen, or bug blood or something on my screen. So anyway, I couldn't get out the seatbelt. I tried and tried and tried, and I couldn't get out that seatbelt. And when that seatbelt finally came undone, the cops had the guy, and they had him in custody. And I flung that damn door halfway. The big 200-pound white cop came in the rest of the way. He put his gun leg on me. He put his forearm, under my throat, and he's pushing my head against the seat. But he wasn't watching my hands. And he said, "I got you, son. I got you." I cracked a tiny smile because I'm fixing to fuck people up. And I said, "My hand is in your trigger wall on your gun by my leg. I got you. If I really want you, all I gotta do is squeeze. And you're a dead man. But I don't want you. I want that sumbitch that cut my eye and broke my motherfucking glasses when he hit me twice in the face." And then the cop looked at me and said, "Well, man, you stole this dude's van. How you expect him to react?" I said, "I didn't steal a motherfucking thing. This is my cousin's van." He goes, "No, this is his van." So I calmly went from 60 back to 0 and gave him my wrist. Now, they didn't put those old handcuffs on me that has links. They put them shits just like locked. Alright? So when I show you this bound fighting, it's because I know for a fact that I can fucking do it. Alright? Now, when we got out of the van and he set me over on the bench, the big brother was talking mad shit to me. I mean, he was like coming out of his ass talking shit, and I'm not at 60, but I'm damn sure about to shift straight back into 100 and overdrive because this motherfucker wouldn't shut the hell up. Alright? So, there's a thing that we need to understand as people of color. When you have the guy, it's over. Don't proceed to aggravate the situation. So the big brother's talking. The little brother that hit me, he's locked up in the car. And the cop's talking to me, and the big brother's talking. And the cop stops talking, the big brother keeps talking. And the big brother says, "Why the hell you steal our van?" I said, "Look, dude, I'm going to tell you this one more fucking time. I didn't steal your van. I drove the van. I'm guilty of sin for driving the son of a bitch. But I didn't steal it. I don't know you, and you don't know me." And then he started talking shit about my size. It's like, "Look, little dude, you lucky you over there in these handcuffs." And I looked at him, I said, "Hey, big guy, you don't know what the fuck I can do with these handcuffs." I said, "If this cop blinks, I will fuck you up with these bitches. All I got to do is get to your throat. And the first thing I'm going to do is shove these bitches right into your throat." And I said, "As big as your ass is, you ain't going to have time to worry about your next meal." Cop comes back to me and says, "You need to stop threatening these guys." I said, "Hold on. I'm going to jail for a vehicle that I didn't steal. I'm going to give you a reason. I'm going to kill that big motherfucker over there. I'm going to kill that son bitch that broke my glasses. And I'm going to kill my cousin last. Because he got me into this fucking shit." None of that shit needed to happen had my cousin just stayed the fuck in the van and never bothered to drive away from them. That shit would have never fucking happened, and I would have been in handcuffs. Now, a couple of weeks later, maybe a couple of months later, I'm in handcuffs again because my other cousin had two cousins that was fighting over a fucking cigarette at the University of Virginia. And what happens? Someone called the cops on us, and we fit the description of whatever the hell was going on, so all four of us are in fucking handcuffs. They run through our IDs. Those guys are like just barely 18, and here I am, like damn near 30-something. And he's like, "All right, well, you're the oldest. I'm going to put them in your custody. I ran a background check on you. You haven't done anything in a long time outside of speeding tickets, because that's the only crime I've ever committed is speed. I've gotten a lot of fucking speeding tickets. I have a lead foot and I drive a stick shift. That's no excuse. but I'ma own it. I have a lead foot and I drive a stick shift. I won't drive an automatic. If I get married, my wife's gonna learn how to drive a stick, if she so chooses to. If not, well, when we go places, she's gonna do all the driving. Because if I have to drive, we're going in my car, and it's gonna be a fucking stick shift. Okay, and not that panel bullshit that comes off of like Fast and Furious crap. Really, 5 on the floor, 6 on the floor. It's gonna be a fucking real stick shift with a clutch. All right, not that panel bullshit. Because, you know, I love people, but automatics are for pussies. Anyway, so after that shit, you know, I have learned a few things. One, don't tell someone something that you're going to do to them because it only is going to add to the charges. Which, by the way, I didn't get charged for any of those. But I did learn to not help people anymore after that shit. I don't give a damn how bad the situation is. If you drove over here and your ass is drunk, guess what? Park the fucking car. Because I'm not driving you any fucking where. But that's the reason why I tell people when I make the bound fighting videos, you know, it works great in the movies. And as a kid, I did practice it with the neighborhood kids, so it can be done. I know that I can do it. Do I recommend doing that shit? Fuck no, because anything can go wrong. Anything can go wrong, and this is why I'm making this, is so that I'm not gonna try to put you out there and put your ass under the fucking bus, because a lot of people see the shit in the videos and TV, and the first damn thing they do is, well, if they can do it, I can do it. Yeah, you can. But you can also take the cons of that your ass could be hurt really fucking bad. In closing, um, I like to talk about pressure points and Kenpo really, really quickly. Matter of fact, fuck that. I'll make a whole new video about that. Thanks for watching. It's Comfort Habit number 2, BC and you.